I'm going to give a little introduction. I'm not going to begin with a prayer because I think that my presentation today, I hope, is a prayer. And so what it is I've been going to Assisi for a number of years, since I was 17 years old. We can't tell if this was my 39th or my 41st trip to Assisi. It's in Italy. It's in the mountains of the Umbria Valley. It's where St. Francis of Assisi lived and St. Clare. The place has been something that's changed my life from the very beginning. What I wanted to share with you tonight is my journey of Assisi. Some of you may never get to Assisi, so I'm going to take you to Assisi. And these are pictures I took with my phone. These are not, professionally done. But I want to take you through how the Lord, when He brings me to Assisi, He renews me. And the goal of life is that we don't need to go to Assisi. The Lord is ready to renew us wherever we are. And it started my trip with a miracle. I just want to share with you the miracle. So I'm in this convent with the Sisters of Atonement. Some of them some of you might remember the Franciscan Sisters of Atonement, Sister Teresa Nagy, and those that worked at St. Philip's. This is their order, and they have a convent. And convents in Europe now, because there's such few nuns, they run them as hotels. So when you're traveling in Europe, you can stay in convents and this. They're very nice, very simple, no TVs, all this. And I've been staying at this convent for over 28 years. They even leave clothes there. And I don't know what the nuns think of that, but I leave clothes there. So I get there, I'm tired, burnt out. The Lord started to touch me. It just really started to lift my heart and do this. So I'm sitting there, and then I just come back from evening prayer the second night, and the sisters came to me and asked me if I would watch the front door. They were expecting guests. They wanted to go do their prayers. So I'm sitting at the desk. 5 people come in. I check them in, copy their passports, take them to their rooms, showed them around the convent. And the convent's a 12th century. It was built in the 12th century. And so I go back, the nuns come back, and the family comes down, and they ask me if I'd like to go to lunch with them. I go, sure, free meal. So I take them down, show them a cafe on the nicer side since they're buying. And, and so we sit down to eat. And I was embarrassed because while we were talking, my phone, which I don't usually carry it around when I'm in Europe, I just kind of leave it in my room and check it at night. I had it with me, it went ding. And I said, gosh, in the United States right now it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. So I pulled my phone out and I was like, excuse me, I'm really sorry, but I feel like I need to check this out. And so I looked at it, and there was a text from a little boy. You've heard me talk about Isaac Pisano. Isaac is 8.5 years old, and he has brain cancer, very serious brain cancer. And he was getting ready to go in for a surgery. And it was hard for me that I was away. And he texted me, he goes, Father Craig, it's Isaac. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, Jesus came and sat on my bed. And then I was thinking, where did he get my phone number and all this? And don't tell me Jesus told him. That's good news. That's good news. And so I'm sitting there, and I said, and then I realized he had his grandmother's phone. So he must have gone in her room. And later on, she had texted me and said, I'm so sorry. He came in my room, got my phone. I didn't know it. And I said, what did he do? What did Jesus do? And he said, nothing. He just held my hand. And he said, I'm not afraid anymore. And I said, Jesus loves you. And he goes, I know. I love Jesus, and I love the Oakland Raiders. And I started laughing. And the people I was sitting with said, what's so funny? And I said, let me tell you. So I told him about the young man, and I read it to him and the man across from me says, that's ironic. He said, my name is Jack Del Rio. I'm the new head coach for the Oakland Raiders. And I said, yes, and I'm the Pope, And I actually said that to him, I didn't know who he was. And so I said, wow. So we talked and we had lunch and everything. I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm coming to do a retreat before I start the season. My wife and I are here. We're here. This is Bishop Baker. Oh, we got a bishop here too. So I'm meeting all these people. And so we go back to the convent and we do a video in the chapel. And so I said, Isaac, this is Jack Del Rio, and we're here in Assisi. And he goes, Isaac, we're here and we're praying for you and we're lifting you up, and I need you to pray for the Oakland Raiders this year. We need your prayers. So it's going to take more than that. And so we started, we gave this little video, and I sent it to him, and he put it on Facebook. Well, it started going around, and then Derek Carr sent me a Facebook with a video that he made for Isaac, and then a number of team members. And I thought to myself, you tell me how at a convent in Assisi, I go down and I get a text at 2 a.m. from a child, and the coach of the Oakland Raiders is sitting across from me. And I said, you know what? This is the power of our God. The power of our God is, and it is, that helped me to get in the place I needed to be, spiritually, mentally, and physically, because I thought, why do I think God is so little? God can reach around the world and do these things. What am I so worried about?